Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. Last few days I made a little video of a little single burner wood barbecue that I thought I'd knock up from crap that I had lying around the shop. I've made the barbie out of an old paint can and came out alright, except that the video is mind-numbingly boring and I don't think I can put you through it. So I think I'll just show you the combination of the parts, and you guys can figure out how to make one yourselves if you wanted to make one. I started off with a metal frame that Mrs. Shed found on the side of the road. Turned out to be, I think it's a road sign from road construction or roadworks, and it was full of ants. So when they abandoned it, it was because they couldn't deal with the ants. But anyway, I've got it now. I had two of them. And this is a metal shelf. I don't have the cupboard for it, just had the shelves kicking around. So I'd repurposed those. I cut myself the grill out of one of those, as well as a baffle for the bottom to regulate the airflow. I cut myself some holes in the bottom of an old paint can. Made a mistake, I should have only put 4 holes instead of 8, because when I line them up you get nice open holes like that, but you can't actually fully block them off as you spin it. So could make myself another paint can, but nah, this one works alright. If you wanted to block them off entirely. And this is how it goes together. These are that frame cut up with a couple of notches taken out of it. They go together like that, and they form the base. Need to put the inside in first. These two go together like that, with a couple of little lugs on the back here. They go on there like that, and that gives the pot something nice and solid to sit off and doesn't block the air off. This one goes down inside. I wanted to make that as close to the outside diameter of the can as I could, so that the charcoal wouldn't fall through. Trouble is then you can't get it into the can. So I cut a couple of notches here and here. There's a notch out of there as well. That goes into that notch, and the whole thing slides inside the can like that. Fits down in the bottom. You put a bolt down through the hole. This one then goes onto there, and a couple of washers there as a spacer because of the lip on the can. Then this one goes on top of there like that. That's why it's already got a washer stuck to it. Like that. Little nut on the bottom. The bolt sticks out a little bit here. I did cut it off, but not short enough. If you're sitting it on the ground, it won't matter. It doesn't rot because it just sticks into the grass, the dirt or whatever. Then that one goes on the top. There you go. I just saved you about 3 hours of video. Obviously, I've made some footage already of setting fire to it. I'll include that next. You can watch me boiling some water. This is from the old fence post I was cutting up the other day when I was testing the chainsaw. Nice dry hardwood. It's probably been a post for about 30 years. Okay, it's the next day. Time to give this thing a test, see if it works. I've just stuck a clock in the background there, so if there's any time-lapse stuff going on, you'll get to see the actual time. Not much point in sitting here waiting and watching for things to burn. Anyway, let's light her up and see what happens. I've got the holes in the bottom there. Yeah, that's fully open there. Not much point in showing you because you can't really see. Bit of screwed up paper in the bottom, and start off with some little tiny sticks on top of that. Not sure how I'll go reaching in with a match without burning my own hand. So if we get a few sticks sorted out first, we can dump them in once it's started. Whenever you're lighting anything, you're better off to have everything prepared first, otherwise it goes out while you're running around looking for more little sticks. Not much to see really, but I might as well give you a look. Just starting off there. Could have a fail, you never know with a fire. Can already smell the paint residue burning off. The idea is just gradually increase the size of the sticks. Doesn't look like it's going to go out now, which is good. When you're cooking on it, you wouldn't want to be cooking while it's smoking. We want to let it burn down till it's got a layer of coals in there. One of the reasons we're doing it in a can, it gives us the opportunity to control things a bit. We want to control where the heat goes up onto our kettle. We want to be able to control how much air gets in there so we can not smoke through a pile of wood. The fire doesn't spread out and get too big. And just as importantly, we don't set fire to anything else. We want to keep the sticks crossed over and facing in different directions. That way the air and the flames can move between them. I can sit back down. You don't want to be cooking really on piles of flames. You end up with black pots and pans and black kettles. Some big Yana, don't wag your tail on the fire. You're a good girl. Give us a sit. Sit. Oh, you can do it. Come. Sit. Good girl. Shake hands. Here, shake hands. Sit. Shake hands. Yay, good girl. There we go. Not doing anything, might as well get a free pat. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, you're a good sit anyway. Can you do shake hands? Shake hands. Yeah, good boy. Preheated the kettle. One thing about these kettles, they generally have a notch on one side of the lid. You put that notch away from the spout. That way when you tip it up, the lid doesn't fall off. If you got it the other way around, like that, you tip it up to pour your thing, and the lid falls right off. Not obvious, but it's a handy little trick. I brought out 750 mils of water, which is a bit over a pint if you like measuring in pints, or two really good mugs of tea, and I'll just use that as a guide, so we know if I want to test it again or test it on something else, I'll be able to measure the same amount of water. That's about 15 minutes. Looking nice and hot down in there. Still a bit more flame than I'd like. We'll give it another few minutes. Yeah, I can see it burning oil and crap out from inside there. That's from the manufacturing process. You'll notice I haven't had to do much to it while I've been letting it burn down. So you could be off doing something else while this is going on. Once you get the hang of it, you'd know how long to leave it before you needed to come back. Let's give you a look down in there now. See a few coals in the bottom, not crazy, but it's only been 25 minutes. So I reckon now that put our kettle on, about 6 minutes to 10. Let's see how long it takes to boil that. While that's going on, I'll go and get my cup. It's getting hot. A bit like watching paint dry. Probably blacken my kettle now. Boiling now. You can see it there. Without all the smoke. Just as a bit of a follow-up, guys, I reset the kettle, put another 750 mils of cold water in there, and let the fire get a bit more established. You can see now it's boiling away nicely. It took about 7 minutes to boil from cold to that, and you can, if you look down in there now, there's not much going on. That should stay hot down in there for quite a while. I'll just let that kettle sit there, and we'll see how long it stays hot enough to keep it boiling for. I think it will last for ages. I don't think I'll make you sit there and watch it, but that's the idea anyway. You just get a few hot coals in there. Now if you were cooking your breakfast, you know, like your bacon and eggs and sausages or whatever, porridge, well, perhaps not porridge. You get up and light your fire and let it burn down a bit. That's been a bit over an hour in total since I first lit it, but yeah, take a bit of getting used to. I think instead of having a great big campfire burning all the time, chewing through lots of wood, you can see I put a dent in my bucket, but certainly didn't burn all the wood, and that was only from 3 or 4 little short sections of fence post. Now you could keep that burning slowly till lunchtime if you wanted to. Mind you, it was a late breakfast. I have had some requests to do some camp cooking. Not sure whether I'll go through with that or not, whether you'll find it interesting. Lots of cooking shows these days are all flair and presentation, but sometimes if you just want to cook decent food so you can enjoy yourself while you're out in the bush, Doesn't hurt to have a few pointers, so maybe I will. Puppies are waiting for Mrs. Shed to come home. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one. I can't really see you.